Fake news and police copter cover-ups for November 12th. At 9:18 a.m., the fake police Blackhawk, the one that I say has a helmet, it was like recently they had made a fake UN cover-up copter, and it was aggressively shaped like a Blackhawk, but it was only like a medium large size helicopter, like a little bit smaller than the police helicopter, and it was painted really dark blue. So this is that same helicopter from the 11th, November 11th, and it looks like it has a helmet. It's like that other one, but dressed up to look larger. And then they try to make it sound like a military helicopter, or at least the part that registers on my phone. So it puts. So it's like put, 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 put. And so it was flying low behind 24171, looking across the street in the copter pocket right to left, except it was on a slight diagonal. So when I first saw it, it was behind the two-story house. So I'm guessing that it started to make a slight turn a little farther up so that I couldn't identify the turn, because it was leaving on a diagonal from behind the two-story house, somewhere hitting Geronimo Road between Geronimo Cordillera and Geronimo Montilla. It had the nose down, and it was hiding extremely low below the houses, like when I used to have to get up on the walls or on the roof to try to record the Blackhawks as they'd fly through the cracks between the houses, because they were only like 60 or 70 feet of altitude. And then he made an extremely hard right behind 24181, 24191, and that was... Yeah, so there were a couple times when they made extremely hard rights like that. One time, I think there were multiple copters, and it was after the original time when he turned and I recorded it. And then there was another time more recently where they were coming behind the two-story house, and they almost pulled a full U-turn because I got up on the roof and was waiting for them. And so there was a Cessna pacing it and recording it the entire time. And then I only saw it through the gap between 24181, the gap between 24191 and the house on the opposite side, not 24181 side. Just for a second, I saw it do a pulse. And then at 6:31 p.m., I saw a small police helicopter, but it was difficult to identify as a small police helicopter because of the sound, because they tuned it to sound heavy, and this time it was tuned really well. You couldn't tell that there was like the airiness, lightness of it. It was like, I'm not sure how to describe the sound, but it was like full, like it was perfectly clean. You couldn't tell. And so it approached from Solero Oliveira intersection, and as it came closer to me, it changed the lights from orange red to white, and it turned right over the fireman's house. And I'm not sure what that was. Recently I talked about the turn and I thought it might have been when the UN cover-up copter was mobbing at me over the two-story house, and I had jumped the wall and was waiting up front, and made a sharp left turn and then waved the tail. But so there was also that event where the police helicopter and the UN cover-up copter met, and the UN copter was behind 24191, and the police helicopter made a right on the fireman's house. And so he made that right, and he did some pulses out to the right, and then he made a left curve up Oliveira Street, and then he came back slowly and crossed over 24092 and did some pulses, and he slowed down a lot. So that was kind of like when, if you turn on a location, if you slow down, that accounts for in power circles for an extended period of time, because now it's a point of interest. You've recognized the point. And so I think it was a reverse straight line dart cover-up, because he did left-right pulses on the way in, and he went really slow. And then he turned left on 24092, the fake transformer firehouse where the straight line dart originated, and then he went left across my street out over 24091, and then down into the helicopter pocket, and he flew right to left. And he was a little farther out, so I think he possibly did a slight right turn, but he was low behind the houses, so I couldn't see the turn. And I think he sped up and did some pulses out there to cover up for the straight line dart. Then at 6:42, I saw him return left to right, and he did a turn at 24191, and it was the small copter again, tuned to sound like the big one, and it did left-right pulses and as a tail wave and the straight line dart cover up. So it did like all the variations on the way out to Geronimo Alicia, cover up for the straight line dart and the military helicopter turn.